This is Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl 49 champ, Darius Fleming, and you're watching Von Allen Sports. Real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now. Join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go!
Von Allen Sports.
All right. So, yeah, I didn't plan on doing this tonight. I just thought, you know what? Maybe it'll be a good game. Things will be fine. Just take a break. The problem is that before this was even over, I started posting comments on different sites, and my anger, like how I felt, my disgust, just wasn't. I wasn't getting out of it what I wanted. It just was. It just wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if this is hyperbole or not. I don't know. I actually don't think it is. I think it's true. This might be one of the dumbest teams that I have seen in my entire life of watching football. Okay? And I just want to clarify that point. Not in general. I mean a team with so many good players, with such a good history, a recent history of doing well, favorable opponents. I cannot think of one this just, I don't know. As a fan, I feel I feel robbed. I feel violated, and not in a good way, the bad kind of violated. And it's just, the police are coming. You hear the sirens? They're coming. They're coming to arrest the Bucs. They're going to drive all the way to Florida and they're going to arrest them. All right? What am I supposed to say exactly? I mean, like, as far as technically, what is there to say? I could pick out all the things they did wrong, right? What I'm going to do, okay, is that here later in the show, I'm going to let, if one of you guys want to call in and vent, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to let you do that tonight, and I'll post a link here when that's prepared. But first, I'm going to just acknowledge you guys real quick of who's here at the moment, and then we're going to get to that. Bill Murray, Juan Carlos, Lord Darkside, what's up? Biden, James Johnson, Satire Junk, the Gourd King, Raphael, what's up, man? We had a debate last night with Chiseled Adonis about tight ends. Of course, I think it's George Kittle's the best tight end in the league. He thought Travis Kelce, but I could see where they're both great. I mean, they're both good at their job. I just like a more complete tight end. But yeah, I went with your guy. Mastermind, what's up, man? Anthony Preston, Nefertiti, Bill, I already said Bill, I think. Michael Massey, what's up? All right. Yes, this is another emergency live stream because of something stupid happening. Yeah, I know. There's been a lot, right? It's sad. So let me get this super chat. Israel sends a $2 super chat. He says, there truly is no getting through to this team for Tom. Okay, so how many times do you have to lose to a garbage team? And I'm not calling the Ravens garbage. What I mean is, how many times do you have to lose to a team that is just not anywhere in the ballpark of what we'd call, doing great, doing well, and they not get the message. They don't get the message, all right? And I'll say it again. This is not about losing, just losing, okay? It's not just about losing. Yes, it's about losing. Losing sucks, all right? And they didn't lose to a bad team tonight, thank the Lord, all right? The Ravens are pretty damn good, and we expected the Ravens to be good, but this is different. What would the score have been tonight? What would it have been? How would this game have gone if they could catch the ball? If they could run the right routes, if Tom didn't overthrow every guy he saw, every time they get in the red zone, Tom apparently thinks that the end zone ends in the first row of the stands. What is that? What is happening there? I just don't get it. I don't understand how he is overthrowing the ball. I thought when you got older, you couldn't throw the ball far. He's actually throwing it harder and too far, too high, too far than he ever did before. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. It's like he's throwing to guys who were 7 feet tall, and they're just going right over their heads. But the ones he does get, and actually his overthrows and things like that, they're not that there's not as many as it sounds that I'm making it sound like. It's just they're egregious, like they're in bad moments in the end zone where it just, you notice them because they piss you off. But the throws that he hits his guys, hits them on target, and they can't catch. Mike Evans, what is he doing? These are good players. This isn't the 2019 Patriots. This is not that. The 2019 Patriots had an excuse. They had an excuse for why they sucked. There was a reason why they sucked. Because these guys, they were all new or no names or rejects that Belichick, it was like Belichick tried to gather the worst people possible for Tom. It was ridiculous. But they suck. They suck as players. Do you know any of those guys that was on that 29 team that are playing today? Are they starting anywhere? Are they doing anything? I finally saw a sighting of one of those losers who hadn't started all year. He was just on the field the other night for the Bears. We're not going to mention his name right now, okay? But anyway, these are great players. These are guys. Some guys got all pros, Pro Bowls, big contracts. Some of them are going to be up for contract in the next year, and they're playing like they've never done it before. They don't care as much. They don't even care like we care. We care way more than they care. They don't give a shit, all right? They have zero respect. The players have zero respect for anything that's going on. They don't respect each other. They don't care. They don't. And some of them, I'm going to just say, I think they're stupid. I think some of them just lack intelligence. I think their football IQs on a lot of these players are dumb. A lot of those offensive linemen are just complete morons. They are morons. They don't know how to pick up their guy. They don't know how to shift when their guy is no longer in question. Their guy is no longer the priority. They don't know how to shift to help out the other guy. They don't know how to work as a team, as a unit. This is stuff that you've got to know on your own. Since when does a running back get a false start? All right? Wow. It's just, this is so dumb. It's so dumb. I want everybody on coaching staff fired. I want them all fired. Byron Leftwich, you suck. Gone. All right? Todd Bowles, I either want you fired or demoted. Demoted, put back to defensive coordinator. That's it. All right? Because I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you're not doing either. You're not head coaching, and you're not defensive coordinating. So what are you doing exactly? Just standing on the sidelines like, hey, Todd, you want $1 million? Hey, Todd, I heard there's a nuclear missile about to blow up the stadium. Todd, are you aware that you're coaching a Thursday night primetime game? Todd, are you aware that you're alive? What is he doing? Okay? What is he doing? That his lack of passion is infecting the whole fucking team. All right? It's the whole team. Everybody. No one gives a shit. No one cares. No one cares. It's amazing. It's amazing. I watched Tom walk up and at the very end, and he's clearly pissed. No one cares. They're not responding. I cannot believe that this is the team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I can't. It's just shocking. And was on a Super Bowl run last year. And we can debate whether or not they should have beaten the Rams. And I think they were good enough to beat the Rams. I think some weird things happened, and that's a whole different can of worms that we'll do some other time. But this is not the losing thing. This is not that. I cannot stand it when people don't care about what they're doing, and it's just, you've got everything. You've got the roster. You've got the greatest quarterback that's ever lived. And you literally, I can't tell the difference between you and the Detroit Lions. I don't know. I don't know. Can you guys tell me I mean, do you see a visual difference between this team and the worst of the league right now? Of the worst of last year? The worst of the year before? I don't think there's a worse coach team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the reason I say that is because they've got players. You can't say that they don't have a roster. A lot of coaches can say that. You can bail them out and give them a little bit. You can give them a little bit and say, hey, you know what? Their roster sucks. And, you know, and that's a valid point. Or you can say, hey, they're building. The coach is a new guy. They're building. It's fine. You know, give them time. You can say these things. What are you going to say about the Bucs? Are you going to say that Todd Bowles deserves a pass because this is his first year head coaching? Oh, hell no. He's been a head coach. He was the Jets head coach for how many years? And they sucked bad. All right? They were terrible. And he's been in Tampa for years. For years. He was there before Tom arrived. Him moving from D coordinator to head coach, there's no surprises. There's no like, oh, this is a new thing. This is a lot of the same team. A lot of the same players. I mean, didn't they keep like more players probably than anybody else? Usually a team that is 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, it gets picked clean. It gets picked apart. This team has not been picked apart, you know? And the only reason they've missed some of those guys is because they either retired or they have a mental illness, you know, with Gronk and Antonio Brown. So if AB didn't have a total meltdown, he might still be there. Have you guys noticed that every single Tampa game when they're down at the end and they're going to lose, they're going to lose it, but they try to come back. What do? They go no huddle. They go no huddle at the end, and then they start doom. They start getting down the field, right? But it's never enough. They're not going to win it. You just see them finally not overthinking everything. It's just fucking just playing football, okay? And usually that's because they cut Byron out of the information stream there, right? That's what I see this season, okay? Right now, they're thinking long season. They don't care. Nobody in their division is any good. The other guys in the division are hot garbage as well. And they're going to finally pull something out of their butts at the end, and it's going to be too late. It's going to be the same as each game that they play. Let's try to get going at the end, and then it's too late. And that's what's happened each time. And they're going to do the season this way. Tom, get out. Leave. Go. Get out of there. Get out of Tampa. I know he's already going. He's already leaving. I know that. Okay? Just saying, he's got to get out of there. Ask for a trade. I know he's not going to do that, but you should ask for a trade. Get traded to a team that needs a great quarterback right now. And this team does not care at all. And nothing's going to happen. They're not going to make any changes. They're not going to do that. So This team next year, after Tom leaves them, this team is going to be just awful. They're going to be awful. They're going to be one of the worst in the league. They are going to be qualifying for first pick overall in the next draft after next season. That's what they're going to be doing. These motherfuckers make Bruce Arians look like Vince Lombardi. Okay? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I have never seen a team with so much talent be so unprepared, so lost. All right? When they're on the field, they look like they're practicing. They're just they're just casually walking around. Did you see the end of that game? Did you see that tight end? Who the hell was that anyway? I didn't even, at that point I was so pissed off. I just looked up, dropped the 2-point conversion. It was a penalty against the Ravens, so it would have been good. Just wide open. How come Mike Evans can't catch anymore? How come Julio Jones doesn't know how to run routes? Did he forget? Did all these guys forget? Did Leonard Fournette forget how to run? Does he not know? Something's up here. No, these guys didn't just suddenly forget how to play. They didn't just suddenly not know what to do and lose their ability overnight. That's not what happened here. Okay? This is something else. This is mental focus. This is preparation. This is getting ready for the team you're going to play. This is inspiration. All those things that happen during the week. You know, I watched a podcast it had LaShawn McCoy on it, and he was talking about his days with the Bucs. And he said before the Super Bowl, Tom Brady would text every single player on the offense and tell them what their guy is going to do wrong. The guy on the Chiefs, what their guy, their man, or whoever they're expecting to go up against them is going to do, what they do wrong, all this stuff. And Tom kept telling them, you know, if you just do what you're supposed to do, we'll win. And they did it. They did what they were told. So they apparently, something's going on there. What are they being told? Byron Leftwich sucks. And do you remember how I told you guys that Tom is too nice, and the difference between him and Peyton is that Peyton was a dick, and Peyton would be like, he would just get his way no matter what, and Tom's not willing to do that? Well, LaShawn actually reinforced that. So he said that Tom would let bad things happen because Tom has the mentality of that's the coach and I'm the player. So Tom's not going to step on Byron's toes. So this is just going to continue to get worse if you trust what LaShawn is saying. Unless Tom has a change of heart. Unless this, I thought the Pittsburgh game would be the one thing that made him go nuts. I figured then the Panthers game, surely that's going to make him go nuts. But to get embarrassed like this, and has nothing to do with the Ravens. The Ravens are a good team, okay? The Ravens could have won tonight, and it wouldn't have been an embarrassing loss for the Bucs had they played good, had they just played their game. But let's make no mistake, the Ravens weren't playing that great tonight. They were making a lot of mistakes. And a lot of the big plays that they had were mistakes on the Bucs. The Bucs not in the right the right defensive call. It's just constant dumb stuff. Like I said, how different would the score be if they ran the right routes and if they caught them or was it overthrown or something like that? Or how about special teams? The very beginning of the game, the first time they get the ball, they drop the freaking punt. Is anybody even coaching the special teams? I've been wondering that because they don't have to tackle either. But anyway, this isn't just an all-around shit show. It is just so utterly pathetic. James Johnson says a $5 super chat. The final drive was by far the worst. The penalties, the running out of bounds. And what was that 2-point conversion play? This was a winnable game time. It was absolutely winnable. This one seemed more winnable than a lot of the others. And what I think is that they also seem to play down to their competition. And when they were playing the Chiefs, they seemed to kind of be aware that they were playing the Chiefs, but they were still doing stupid crap. But then at the end, they started kind of, I think we want to play now. And they, like I was saying, they kind of at the end there. But when they played the Steelers, they looked like they didn't want to be there. Like they weren't even interested. With the Panthers, it looked like somebody else got in their uniforms. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I haven't. I've never seen anything like this. Not with this much talent on the field, and you do this. Just your roster alone, the roster you have right now. I don't want to talk about defensive guys missing or whatever. No. All right. The teams that they played, just the roster alone should have them at 5-3. Just the roster alone, even if you're playing like even if you're missing guys on defense. Or how about the offense not being able to score any points in the first half when the defense was actually suppressing? They were actually doing their job. It was amazing. And then the second half, they forgot how to play. It was like the moment the Ravens made their adjustments, the Bucs didn't know what to do. It was over. It was over. That was it. It was done. You know why? John Harbaugh's a good coach. He's a good coach. And these guys are lost. These guys are lost. They don't have that guy, that figurehead, someone to look over everything, can handle all of it, handle the pressure. And I am so sorry. I am so sorry for what I said about Bruce Arians over these years. I am so sorry. I take it all back. I take it all back because it's just how he kept these guys from not doing this every week is a miracle. And not only that, he had psychopath on his team, Antonio Brown. And he had Gronk, who has a big personality and all that stuff. And, he just had all these personalities together. He had Pierre-Paul, he had Ndamukong Suh, and all these guys made it work. They made it work for 2 years. And now, it's like daddy left. And here's what it's like. It's like dad left. And all the kids are just going nuts. And the big brother, the older brother, can't get through to them. And that's Tom. That's what this is like. Thank you, Biden, for joining the Empire, man. I really appreciate it, joining back. All right. I think I missed it. There we go. Julius Byer celebrating 23 months of membership. Thank you so much, Julius. How many coaches would I fire if I was on the team? Well, the thing is that you can't fire everybody. You can't put a new staff in that immediately. So what I would do is I would make changes. I would make alterations. So I wouldn't fire Todd Bowles as head coach because you would have to eat that and then bring in another hit. It would just be a big mess. So what you would do just for this season to fix it, what you would do is you would take Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is already on the payroll. You bring Bruce Arians down. You give him the position of assistant head coach, okay? And now you give him the duties to basically do what he was doing before, taking care of the team as a whole, basically being head coach, de facto head coach, and anything but name only. You take Todd Bowles, focus on the defense, and you fire Byron Leftwich immediately. Just fire him, okay? I don't know who the guy is, but whoever is the quarterback's coach, you put him as the coordinator with Tom, have him and Tom working together, but Tom decides everything. So Tom installs the game plan or to whatever point that he wants. On Sundays, Tom decides. So you're doing a Peyton Manning thing now. So Tom is deciding everything, and that's it. And now the coordinator's job is just for substitutions, making sure things are running smoothly and all those little details that the coordinators also do other than just calling plays. Now, I don't know this team like I know the Patriots staff. I don't know everybody on their staff and all that. So I don't know what other areas need shaking up. I think their offensive line coach is complete garbage. He sucks, obviously. So whoever that is, maybe you need to take a look at that. But that's how I would do it. So fired, just straight up gone, is Byron. I would send him out the door immediately. He's terrible. He doesn't know. He just doesn't have it. And the nice guy, okay? But being a nice guy is not going to cut it in the NFL. It's not about that. It's about getting it done and getting the job done and results. I mean, they are pissing Tom's career away. I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I don't know what they're doing here. The players don't care. That's a big problem. I've never seen players not respond to Tom Brady. I've never seen that. This is shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And it may be Tom's fault too. I mean, he may be a contributing factor to this. You know, going to the wedding, leaving training camp, all those things. But they might resent that. We don't know. They say they don't, but we don't know. We don't know the truth. Okay? So whatever it is, this whole thing is a mess. It's a mess. And it's not a mess because they're losing games. Again, I can deal with that. We've had seasons where you lose games you want to win, and then you lose games you didn't expect to lose. And that's fine, and you work on it, and you know it's going to get better. This is different. This is not caring. This is not caring about your job. And that I can't stomach. And I don't think you guys can either. The Gourd King sends a $5 super chat. He says, Tampa Bay rushed for 152 yards in week 1. Since then, they haven't rushed for more than 75 yards, have been under 50 yards 3 times, and under 5 yards once. That is, no. I got more yards than Leonard Fournette just by getting out of my chair, rolling around, okay? And I've got a limp right now. And I got more yards than Leonard Fournette does for the season. Just for me getting pissed off. Okay? My cane has more yardage than Leonard Fournette does. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat. He says, this game was like Monday night times 1,000. Absolutely, it was. You know, it was. Monday night was shocking. But you know what? The Patriots, they don't know who their quarterback is right now, and they played like crap. They did. But I don't think the Patriots are going to play like that every week. I think things are getting corrected. Nothing's getting corrected here, guys. It's not. Until we see it, until we see the corrections, we have to assume that it's not going to change. And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated for Tom, actually. It's just Austin Thomas sends a $2 super chat. He said, I thought we'd take this GM seriously or oh, sorry. I don't know why I read it like that. I thought we'd take this game seriously, but our D didn't. Yeah, you think when you're playing Lamar Jackson that you know you got a game. You know the Ravens defense is going to come to play, and the offense didn't seem to. The offense didn't do much either. I mean, actually, they didn't do anything at all, in my opinion. Too little, too late there. But they can't score in the red zone. They cannot score in the red zone. Even when they had that big completion in the red zone, you know, my friend Roman was here and he said, well, hey, they're going to get a touchdown. And I said, oh, no. Where they landed inside the red zone, that's their kryptonite. When they get into the red zone, they turn into a girls' powder puff team. It's like they don't want to be there. They feel more comfortable on their inside their own 20 than they do on the opponent's inside the opponent's 20. They don't want to be there. They don't know what to do. They're confused. Dave Wilhauer sends a $2 super chat. He says, quarterback coach is Peyton Manning's old quarterback coach. Oh, God. Wow. So you got that guy. I'm assuming he probably knows what's up. If that's the case, Dave, then there you go. There you go. Because who would be better on your team as a resource to get Tom into the Peyton Manning calling the plays at the line all the time than that guy, since he's got the experience. So there you go. You've got it. He's on there. Thank you for pointing that out. That is a great super chat. Thank you so much. There you go. There you go. That's it. Get rid of Byron, fire him, gone. Sorry. Bring in that guy and install the Peyton Manning way of doing things, which is the calls at the line of scrimmage and being intimately involved in the installation of the offense during the week. Now, you can do that right now because now you've got a longer week. So you've got all this weekend, and then you've got time for this. You got extra time here. This all makes sense to us, but it won't make sense to them. It won't make sense to them because they're a bunch of idiots. And that's the only thing I can see, because you can't have this many players and still suck. It's got to be on coaching. Coaching matters in the NFL. It does. It really does. It's like I always said, the head coach, quarterback, it's close, but I give it to the quarterback. But then it's the coaching, and the coaching, you have to have coaching. This is crap. You see it in Green Bay too. You see it in Green Bay. You see the head coach there, Matt LaFleur, trying to be the quarterback and trying to live vicariously through his players, and it's getting weird. You know, it's getting weird for them. Dave Wilhauer sends another $2 super chat. Thank you, Dave. He says, Tom missed 4 practices when gone. Yeah, what's going on with... John Thomas Chavez sends a $5 super chat. He says, remember how Bill coached and upset Baltimore in 2020? Yep. The Ravens should have won, but didn't, because Bill and the team actually cared about that game. They were inspired. They were prepared. I think on Monday night, we didn't take the Bears seriously. It was a grimy game, gross game with the conditions. Didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. There's just a lot of weirdness there. I don't expect that every week. But you're right. There was ready for that. But even New England is showing signs of them not caring. There's just something weird is going on. But I can't handle the not caring. So that pisses me off faster than anything. All right. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a link. You can call in and vent real quick. We're not going to do these, 30-minute sessions or anything like that. But if you just want to call in real quick, say your piece, and then I'll respond to that. We can get that going if you guys want to. So the link is in the chat there, and I also pinned it to the top. Yeah, Luke, they're demoralized. That's a good word. Yeah, demoralized. Oh, John, yeah, I know that your reference was associated to tonight's game. I was just saying, though, that I think Monday night with Bill was a rarity, as where Bill normally would have them ready for a big game like tonight for this Ravens team. And that's the thing about preparation and being ready. And, this team, but this Ravens team, it was more winnable for the Bucs than it was for the Patriots in 2020 when they beat the Ravens. So, yeah, you're absolutely correct. That was being prepared and motivated. and you need that. This is 3 losses in a row. 3. If they beat the Rams, they can't beat anybody. They can't beat anybody. Until there is an overhaul of mentality, the whole thing, and I'm not talking about, the firings and all that. They're not going to do that. They're not smart enough to do that. That would actually be a very intelligent thing if they did all those things, but they're not. So let's be realistic. Until those guys wake up and they do something and they say, listen, we're going to have to change how we do things. And players, if you don't start responding, we're going to bench your asses. Mike Evans, you drop more passes again, we're benching your ass. We're going to give you a job to Scotty Miller for the week. Do it. I don't care. I don't care how much you're paying him. I don't care who he is. Okay? You threaten every single person on that team. You threaten them. You tell them, listen, this is it. You don't care anymore? Fine. Then you're not starting. You can just sit your ass on the bench. How about that? Okay? And maybe that's what it takes. Maybe that's what they've got to do. But something has to change. Something. And I don't believe, until I see it with my own eyes. See, again, going back to New England, I know that a game like the Steelers game or the Panthers game or this one, I know that after a game like that, Bill and Tom, they would be working to remedy that. I know that whatever went wrong, they're going to fix it. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, this, plug that. We'll change this to cover up that weakness, blah, 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 right? I don't believe that's happening. I'm not going to sit there and know and trust that that's happening. I don't know why would I? Why would I? These are unknowns here. Even with Bruce, even when they struggled, they bounced back. They had some bad games, especially against the Saints. Those Saints games for 2020, 2021, those Saints games in regular season were awful. Went 0-4. But they bounced back after that, and it didn't kill them. It didn't just destroy them. So he found a way to do that. He found a way, and man, there is something good that's come from this, guys. This all but guarantees that Brady is returning next year, and he's going to pick a team that is well coached. This is what's going to happen. Tom is going to leave the Bucs, and he's going to probably try to join forces with Sean Payton again, like they tried to do with Miami. Not sure where it's going to be. I made a promise to D. Bateman that on Saturday Night Show I will have an answer for him, and I sure will. But I wouldn't doubt if it's a strategy where if it's a team that has a bad coach or a bad, a situation like that, then it could be a Sean Payton situation. So that way he gets the guaranteed good coach. So let me see here. We've got Brandon Burkhart. Okay. All right. Brandon, what's up, man?
Hey, can you hear me, Vaughn?
I sure can. How you doing?
Good. I'm a big fan from Canada.
Oh, thanks, man. Where are you at?
Cold Saskatchewan. It's snow, everything.
Wow.
It sucks up here.
Saskatchewan. Okay.
Yeah. I think the problem with the Bucs is it's a lack of identity and that energy, right? I think they're missing Ryan Jensen, and I know JPP wasn't a dominant player, but he brought that smash mouth mentality, I thought,
Oh, yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw on the sidelines earlier, Devin White and Todd Bowles going at it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's just it's so frustrating. Like, it's a frustrating team to watch because I think at this team's best, they can compete with anybody in the league. But
Yeah,
at their
yeah.
worst, I consider the worst team in the league.
Mm-hmm. It's
Beyond frustrating. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I don't know how you feel about it, but again, losing doesn't break me up too badly. It's the stupid, it's the lack of caring, that's what bothers me, and I'm like that with anything. If I say, hey Brandon, let's go play some tennis, and you're out there acting like a dipshit and throwing your racket around and not trying, that's gonna piss me off. Even if I'm winning. you know, I I care about that, the passion and all that, and that's why we like Brady, man. That's why we like Brady, because of all that. It's yeah,
Absolutely, and like I thought, like this game was definitely a tale of two halves. Like the defense, like played pretty good in the first half, in my opinion, and just that second half, like what was it, 200 rushing yards on like what I thought was supposed to be like one of the best rush defenses in the NFL. Like I I don't know. I I think with Bill, like this team would be undefeated with Bill. I don't want to sound like a homer. Maybe a loss, Kansas City,
yeah.
but like I think Bowles is a good coach. I don't think he's. I think he's too like timid in a way. Like he doesn't. I really don't know how to say it, but
Did
like
you watch the show Monday night?
yes,
Okay, because I think I think it talked about it a little bit, and I think you mentioned it. 'Cause I'm pretty sure, but Todd Bowles is just he. I'm completely agree with you. I said that he doesn't have the personality to be the head dude, to be that jerk, to not tell Tom, no, you can't go to that wedding. What are you doing? Or no, you can't have Wednesdays off right now until we're winning again. You know, Bruce Arians would have told him that. You know how Bruce is, okay? Bill Belichick with this roster and Tom Brady, they would be undefeated. With this schedule too, the way it's maybe they lose to the Chiefs, maybe, but oh yeah. So coaching matters. I'm complete agreement with you. So
it's just it's so frustrating, right? Like I'm not accustomed to seeing Brady lose like that, and just how these games are played too.
yeah.
It's just ugly, and the play calling. It's just it's frustrating, man. It really is. It's heartbreaking.
All right. Thanks, Brandon, for calling in. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no, thank you, and
let Dave in here. So Brandon, nice to see
How
you.
you
I've never
doing?
seen you
yeah,
before face to face. So
yeah.
have a good
Thanks,
night,
Vaughn.
man. Thank you,
You
Brandon.
too.
Dave Wilhauer, where you calling from, Dave? Tell everybody.
Boca Raton, Florida, my man.
Boca Raton. Wow.
Yep,
Milena
yep.
loves
Thought
Florida
I'd come
too, big time.
outside. I heard of Saskatchewan and snow. I thought I'd come outside and show 78-degree weather.
Yeah.
So I just want to make a couple points, and I'm going to let you talk.
Sure.
Devin White has to be the most overrated middle linebacker in football. Kirk Herbstreit pointed him out a couple times during the broadcast. He overruns plays. He's out of
Yep.
position. He's awful. And that's why he was arguing with Bowles, because Bowles, when he made the point, guys are living off the Super Bowl, he's talking about Devin White. And I
Yeah,
listened to
he
the
is.
Pewter Report. The Tampa guys, he's the problem. The problem is, though, he's the emotional leader of the team. They got to get rid of him. He's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. He had that
He
great
was
game against the Saints in the playoffs. He's
Yep.
terrible.
He's living off that legend. So listen, nobody loved
Yeah,
Devin White more than me in that playoff run. Okay.
I agree.
He kept making plays. Even at the end of the season, in the regular season up before the playoffs 2020, he was making a name for himself. I didn't even pay attention to him much until that. And maybe he was just in the right spots at the right moment. Maybe he was just focused. I don't know. But he is definitely living off of that. And I think Fournette is
It's
living
so
off that too. I think a lot of guys are.
yeah, it's so sad. But you're so right about the play calling. The game's tied. You've got the ball at the 50-yard line, and you call an end around to Julio Jones, who hasn't seen the ball since week 1. What are you
Yes.
doing?
I don't know.
It's so unbelievable. I'm gonna let you go because I won't want to let other people. But the crazy thing is, they can still win this division very easily.
And
They're
you know
three and
what?
five. The teams in their division are terrible.
I think might be one of the things that's hurting them though. Imagine if they had a juggernaut in their division.
Yeah.
Don't you
No,
think
I
they'd be
agree.
playing with a
But
little bit more of urgency?
for sure. But I do think you're right. I think you're going to see something. You got a mini bye here. You got 14 days. The trade
Yeah.
deadline coming. Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me.
Well,
Well, I
let's
just
hope.
wanted to jump out and say hi, my man.
Oh, it's nice to see you face to face, actually, Dave. I don't think you've ever called before. So
Yeah, it's first time.
we email a lot,
Enjoy the
but
show.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've never seen you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Sometimes I email you out of frustration because I'm so annoyed at Devin
I
White
know.
most of the time. But
I know. It's bad. All right,
all
Dave.
right,
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
all right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. All right, pal.
Talk to you.
All righty.
Bye. So yeah, guys, I posted the link. It's pinned to the top of the chat here. If you want to give me a call real quick. Thanks to Brandon and Dave for calling in. I was trying to bring their names up on the thing, but for some reason my little text box isn't working. But I updated my Mac. There's a new operating system for Mac called Ventura. And normally I have a rule where I don't update the operating system until about a month after the new one comes out because I want to make sure. And I stupidly just updated it, and I don't know why. And now things are all weird. So, I see some comments here that are saying Tom should have stayed retired and all that. No. That's ridiculous. Tom is actually it's a focus thing for him. It's not an ability thing. When quarterbacks are aging and they can't get the ball to the intended target, they just can't get it there. Or when they throw it, it's just painful and it looks like slow motion. It's very lethargic looking. It's just really bad. And Tom is actually having the opposite problem. He's throwing it too hard. He's throwing it too far. He's throwing it, like he's worked on his upper body strength quite a bit the last few years, and you can see that because that was the style of the Bruce Arians, Air Coryell, and that's what it requires is a lot of those long balls and stuff. So that's what Tom's been working on. So physically, that's not the problem. And he knows his plays. He knows all that. It's just something. It's happening during the week. It's the things that happen during the week. You guys just remember that games are won and lost in practice. Okay, I swear to you, it is so important. I've been around NFL teams while they're practicing, and I've been in meeting rooms and I've listened to this stuff. They either get you ready or they don't. You have to, if you know what you're doing during the week and you know what the game plan and you know how to implement it, it's going to be difficult for you to lose that game as long as you do everything right. NFL games are won and lost, on game day between both teams. It's the guys who didn't win in practice. Okay. And there's always going to be someone who makes a mistake because this is the NFL. Everybody's good. All right. Every player is great out there. They're all great. Okay. They're all good at what they do. So it's about who makes a mistake and who doesn't. And you think of it in terms of chess grandmasters. It's never about the guy who is just brutally offensively better than the other guy. It's about the guy that loses is the one that misses that one move or didn't notice one little thing. It may have even happened in the very beginning of the game, but he missed it. And that's going to cause him to lose. And the NFL is a lot like that. It's a chess match. I call football human chess. These are the chess pieces are the players on the field, and you've got to make sure that you see those things and don't make the mistakes. And you and this ain't college where you can as long as you've got a stacked team and you can kind of play like crap the first half and you can come blazing back. The NFL is a weird beast, and everybody's good. All the players are good. They know what they're doing as far as their personal ability. They just got to implement it as a team, as a cohesive unit, and that's where the chess analogy comes in. Is everyone's working together for one goal. You don't just play chess with, I'm just going to focus on moving my rook around everywhere, and I'm not going to actually have everybody working together for one goal. You're going to lose every time. You're going to lose to a novice if you do that, right? So in the NFL, you can't be having, I'm just going to focus on this guy getting his catches and this guy, we're going to run the ball. Well, maybe you shouldn't be running the ball against X or Y defense or team, right? It's got to be one unit, and everything has to be working together. Of course, you need that quarterback to make sure everything's running smoothly, just like your queen on the chessboard is doing different things and, all that. So it's just, man, they're not even close to doing that. Bitcoin Motorist sends a $5 super chat. He says, Survivor pool ended week 7. 5 people had Tampa Bay, 1 person had New England. Ouch. The winner had the Raiders? Wow. That's wow, Bitcoin. I can't believe that. So we have a new caller in the green room. It's the Gourd King.
Hello,
welcome,
pumpkins.
Gourd King. Welcome. How are you doing?
I am doing not so splendidly, obviously, after that
I do
performance.
like your setup. I like the setup you got there. It accents your skin tone.
Yes, I mean I'm not quite Orange Man beautiful, but Orange Gourd beautiful.
Yeah, I like it. So, what are your thoughts on the game tonight, Gourd King?
Well, I mean, I don't think I can say anything about tonight's game that hasn't already been said.
Right. I agree.
The running game's an absolute disaster. No time of possession, which wears down the defense and makes the offense utterly predictable. But I'm mostly here to make a plea.
Okay.
Tom, Bill, please work out your differences, because next year the Patriots actually have a lot of cap room. And if Bill would just lend an ear to a few of Tom's suggestions about what kind of wide receivers and or tight ends that could be brought in to help, this Patriots team actually could win the Super Bowl again with them together. I mean, there might be a couple of destinations Tom could go next year that are slightly better, but I mean, in terms of personnel. But if you combine personnel, Bill and Tom together again, who would want to face them? I mean, look, you're losing one marriage. Why not rekindle the one that you were happiest in?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Bill he's difficult. I know he's not very loving. He's not very affectionate.
Right.
But the rings mean a lot there. I mean, those are the rings that you really love.
Well, Gourd King, right now, they could trade him. They could trade Tom to New England for Mac, let's say. Okay. And then you got Tom there, and you still got a good young backup. You won't have to draft again, So, you won't have to draft again a quarterback if you don't want to, because I still think Zappe could be something, and he could learn behind Tom. So that could happen now, and I still think the Patriots' season could be salvaged, even though the Jets are pretty good and the Bills are really good. But I still think something could happen there. So, what you're saying is next year, but it could even happen right now. But they couldn't, like you said, the cap room and all that would open up next year, and they could really, dude, that would be awesome. And nothing's stopping that from happening except for Bill Belichick.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Bill, because what that would mean is that he needed Tom back, and that would seal it. And for him, that means more than just getting another ring. That's more important to him. So I think Tom would do it. Honestly, if Bill picked up the phone right now and said, "Tom, would you come back?" That's what Tom wants to hear. That's what he wants. That's what he'd say. Yes.
I completely agree.
Yeah. All right, Gord King, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. It's the first time we've met face to face, actually. So
yeah.
A lot of first time callers tonight. So we're going to get Austin in here. Austin, I believe it's the same Austin from Florida. So thank you for calling. I appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. Good night.
Good night. Austin,
hey,
what's up, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, man, dude, we got so much to talk about for this game. I think, first off, Leonard Fournette is missing our interior line more than anybody else. He was so good in those playoffs, and now it's just awful. It is so bad. And, dude, you're talking about, just the entire team needing to get on the same page together. How has Mike not been on the same page with Tom? It's been 3 years now. How is he running wrong routes? Talking about it's me. Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. Mike sometimes when he's out there, he looks like a rookie in a way of the confusion on his face. Like sometimes you saw him run the wrong route in the end zone today, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
He was supposed to cut early,
yes,
not in the end zone, but on the line, on the end zone line, and then go in. That was the play design.
Mm-hmm.
And he waited, and he even knew it. Like he knew, and Tom's like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know, man. It's crazy. And I think it was Brandon from Canada earlier. He was talking about Devin White being the most overrated linebacker in the league. Dude, it was pathetic what he put out on the field today. It was absolutely awful. He was being blocked 15 yards down the field by a guard.
Yep. He was.
And then there was, I don't know if you remember it, there's a specific play that he had where it was like a jet sweep and they had a tight end run out to block him. He could have ran right through him and just disrupted the play. No, he just sits there and gets blocked and gets in our way of, I think, our safety who's coming downhill. It's insane.
Yeah. That exact play that I threw the remote. Like just that was. I forgot about that one. Thank you for bringing it. There's so many. I should have got out a notebook. Okay, I should have got out a notebook and started just. Okay, I'd have a novel right now, but
it's bad, man. And I'm born, raised St. Pete, right near Tampa. My dad's from Boston, so Patriots, Bucs. It's been the life, and dude, it is not good right now. We got the Bucs, who are good players but terrible coaching, and then the exact opposite in New England.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
it's so bad.
But that's Bill Belichick, the GM. Also. So
yeah, you got to blame him.
He makes some bad decisions. Bill Belichick is the coach I'll take all day long. But the GM, as a GM, no. And what's funny is the Bucs GM is really good. So Jason Light, the team he put together, that Super Bowl roster and how he fit everybody in the cap room and all that, is brilliant. Okay, and I complimented him a lot on it. When you've got a roster like this one, you have to blame coaching. You have to. That's the default position.
And dude, Byron Leftwich, I was calling for his job. I don't call for jobs. It's been awful. The play calling. What was it? The end around to Julio that someone was talking about earlier. Insane.
Yeah.
I don't understand the run plays on 3rd and 1. We haven't been getting them all season, so we're just going to continue to do it downhill. Where are the outside runs? Why are we pitching the ball to Leonard Fournette 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 1? I don't get it.
He likes to do his best Sony Michel impression. He likes to do negative 2-yard belly flops. Just kind of or go to the ground a yard too early before the first down marker, things like that. I mean, I think he enjoys that part of his game. But you're right. It's just
Was it last week when he dove out thinking he got the first down and was short by
That's
like a
what I'm
yard or
talking
two?
about. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
That was
God.
last week that was
It's
Sunday
insane.
against Carolina.
Yeah,
It's
it's painful, man. And yeah, the screen passes, I don't like they were working on our
oh
first drive, so they figured
yeah.
like, oh yeah, let's go back to that. And like, nah. It's it gets to the point where it's so irritating to watch, thinking that just you sitting on your couch understands what our plays are. It like you would think that another NFL team would understand what we're trying to do, and they do. And that's all it is.
Are you miking up
So
my living room or something? Does your dad work for the FBI?
no.
No? Okay. I was just wondering
Not at all, no.
because tonight I said that. I looked at my friend Roman. I said he's learning a lot about the details of football. And he goes, "Was that a screen pass?" I was like, "Exactly, that was a screen pass." And he's heard me bitch about it. And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Well, why do they keep doing that?" And I said, "Well, it works about once out of every 20 times." But and I said, and so after it worked, I said, "Watch, these idiots will do it again." And they did. The very next play, another screen pass
Yeah.
got buried, right? And then I said, "Man, so how can I be sitting here right now and I know this? How do I know this and they don't?" I told him,
Egos, man.
I said, "I'm either Nostradamus and I can see the future, or maybe these guys are just stupid."
I
Okay?
think it's just egos, man. I think whoever said it earlier, it might have been you. The Super Bowl has got them thinking they're the best, and even
That
though
was
we didn't
Dave.
make it
Yeah.
last year, it's still there. People, we still think we're still the best. We're not. But clearly, after the last 3 weeks, we look like a bottom half team the way we're playing right now, if not like bottom 10.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Terrible. Yeah, terrible team. I mean, I'm surprised the way they're playing. I don't know if they're going to win again. I mean,
no, I
it's
mean I'm a Buck. I'm biased. I think we're
what
gonna win again. It's I
what I
think we
mean
got a
is
chance next week.
what I mean is until I see a change of some sort, they're not going to win again. If they keep doing this, they're not going to win again. Um, they just can't. But
Yeah,
the 2 point. Can we talk about 2 point conversion real quick? So he drops it, right? And who was that, by the way? I missed it. It
it
was
was
at the end. I
Cade
was
Otton. Cade
okay.
Otton, our rookie
The
tight end.
rookie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So at first, I glimpsed that. I thought it's probably Kyle Rudolph because apparently he forgot how to play football. I don't know what happened to him, but
Who knows?
so after he
He
drops
played
it,
for. Sorry.
the second, so they get a reprieve, and they do it again, and they just try to stuff it up the middle. It was just mind-boggling.
I guess what they decided was since it was a penalty, they were at the 1 yard line, so let's just try to get the 1 yard running. Tom's obviously your best player. Put it in his hands
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10
Mm-hmm.
times.
Mm-hmm.
But that speaking of that, Kate Otten, dude, the one thing that irritates me more than anything is you are an NFL player. You're a tight end, wide receiver. If that ball hits you in the hands, both hands, you have to catch it, or I blame you. I don't care if he was getting held or whatever. It hit him in both his hands. Same
Yep.
with, I think it was Mike earlier. He tried catching it with his chest instead of his hands. And it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Catch the goddamn ball. Oh, man.
I I don't know how long you've been watching the show, but Milena comes on the show sometimes with me, and we a few years back we talked about catching a ball, and the first she's from Europe, so she didn't grow up playing or being around in a our type of football. So I taught her how to catch a ball because we had a flag football game that day with my family, and I taught her how to catch it, and I showed her. I said, if you watch that ball hit your hands, if you watch it, watch it like it means everything to you. You will not drop it. It's impossible. And she did that. She listened to me, and she was the MVP of that game that day. She had three
Flag
touchdowns,
football. That's
in
awesome.
flag football. She never dropped a pass. To this day, she does not drop the ball. Now, what's the point of this? Why are NFL guys making these mistakes? These are fundamentals. These are what we learned. I bet you play high school football, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. We learned that. When did we learn that? Pop Warner, Pee Wee?
Yeah.
We learned that. So what's going on exactly?
Dude, who knows? I think they're afraid of getting hit or something. Anyways, I got to go real quick. I
All
appreciate
right.
the time.
Thank you so much for calling, Austin. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. We have a $2 super chat from Dave Wilhauer, who was just on earlier. He said Belichick would bench Evans. He would bench everybody on this team except Tom Brady because they suck and they're not doing their job. And that's what I would do if that's what it takes. If that's what it takes, make an example. Make an example of them. So, yeah. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else I can say. I think that everything's been said, and thank you guys for the super chats and being here tonight. And I know you're frustrated. I'm frustrated too. Thank you for calling in. That was fun. I haven't done the calls in a long time, and I really enjoyed you guys calling in. That was cool. We got to do that more often in the future. So yeah, But this whole just real quick before I go, I just want to say one more time, this whole day, Brady should have retired thing. No, that's not what this is. It's because what happens next year when he does get a good coached team, somebody who can actually know what they're doing, and then he wins again, and then we're going to be like, oh, okay. But it would have a year off, of doing nothing. That might have been the thing that ends it, But he's still playing, going through this grind. He's probably learned some things, but also this divorce thing. I think it's obviously distracting him, but I think he's getting past it. I think things are happening and developing quicker, to where they're just getting it over with and moving on. Hopefully that's what they're doing. If they're separating, just get it done quick. If they're not, then make up fast. But either way, I think this kind of thing, it sucks that they're losing and it sucks and all that, but Tom will not leave on this. So selfishly, if we want to keep Tom and keep watching him play, he will not leave on a note like that. I will see you guys Saturday night for a Halloween special. It'll be our normal time, so 8 Eastern. I did a show last night with the Chiseled Adonis, and I'll be cutting up segments from that show into pieces and uploading them over the next few days. I don't want to upload them all at once because YouTube won't notify you guys or anything if I upload too many. But we had an audio problem last night where it was kind of off, the syncing was off, and that can't be fixed once the show starts. We're still trying to figure out what happened there, but keep an eye out for those uploads. I've already uploaded one. It was regarding a tight end conversation, and also Raphael, if you're still on, you can watch that right now. It's uploaded. So, all right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you Saturday night. Okay. Man, it was just what a rough game. Okay. Good night, guys.
Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to Von Allen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the fourth quarter. You're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go.
Von Allen Sports.